Well, let's get painting. Let's paint with me. I'm going to put in the mountains today. I got my glasses on because my eyes aren't functioning well this morning. I'm going to be using filbert brushes. See that? It's kind of rounded on the end. That's a filbert because I'm not looking for sharp definitions. And I'm using periwinkle blue and white. Whoop, the blue's a little runny, but you know that's a good thing. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, these mountains I'm going to paint today are background mountains. And what you will be observing is what is called atmospheric perspective. When things get further away, they lose their sharpness of color. They go gray or purple, lavender, and they become less distinct. Background mountains are less distinct. So that's what I'm putting in today. And I'm going to put a high peak right in here somewhere. But these, and I'm going to make these more like rounded mountains. Now you're going to hear that noise quite a bit. That's my cell phone that quit working this morning. Somebody called me. I couldn't answer it. So now it's telling me I missed a phone call. Now I'm just joining these two mountain ranges together. Now, we're going to have a lake or a river here. My horizon line is right about in this area. So this peak, and this peak, and this will all show. Okay? It is equal above the horizon, below the horizon. The water is like a mirror laying on a flat surface, and it reflects what a mirror would reflect. You should practice this at home with something. I don't know what, but just get something, maybe a stuffed animal or a teapot and a cup. Set them on the mirror and put something behind it to block off the rest of the room. Like I have this drape, or actually it's an old sheet that I use to block off the view. And put that on the mirror, just a small glass mirror or plastic, and draw that or paint that. Now, this should not be very hard. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, I'm thinking through this as I'm doing all this. I'm pretty happy with what we've got in the way of hills, but there needs to be a little more definition as to where the sun is. The sun obviously is coming from there, so that side of the mountain is going to be darker. Ah, you see what I did? I gave us some space between this hill and that hill. That's how it works. It doesn't show up well here. Let me pick it off the canvas and show it to you. I'll bring it up closer. See the definition? That helps you see that there's a difference between this mountain and that mountain. Now, I need to. How far I bring this down doesn't matter. How defined it is right now doesn't matter. This is distance, so there's not going to be real details in it. Piece of trash. Another piece of trash. I don't know where that trash is coming from. Could be just pieces of acrylic paint that has solidified and trash and things like the brush was clean when I started. Now there's a hair, it looks like. Okay. That's as far as I'm going to take that. I'm going to change paint. I can get out of my chair. I'm a little confined here. I'll be right back. I'm really tempted to put I think I'll put the big mountain in there too. And I'm tempted to make it more peaked than round. Now it would be more forward. This will be more forward than the other mountains, of course. All right, big rinse. Second rinse. We'll change colors. This one is going to be woodland green. And that's what I will use for all my trees. I'm going to introduce some trees. If I can get it to work. Oh yeah, that's a nice good color. Okay. Woodland green. By introducing this green on this large mountain, I'm actually showing you where the tree line is. The tree line is usually, I don't remember the elevation, I think it's 12,000 feet or less, 10,000 maybe. When the air gets too thin, trees will not grow. I know that if you're a climber above 12,000 feet, you need oxygen. There's not enough air up there. not too worried about a lot of details here. So, well, you covered up your other mountain. Yeah, that's right. I want to give definition between the two. Oh, I like that color. That's the green with a little periwinkle blue in it. This needs to be dark. Oh, just too thin. The brushes I'm using are nylon or something of that nature. They're not real sable. Sable's very expensive. More than I could afford to buy. Now, for now, that's what we've got. That's all we're doing. Just painting. We're finished. I'm not happy with it. I don't like that mountain. I think that mountain looks ugly. It doesn't depict what I really had in mind. So I'm going to change it. I'm going back to my periwinkle blue and pure white, and I'm going to change that mountain from red and dark brown rather, to gray. And I think the top was just too. Change all of this too. Now I'm going to put some light color on this side. I had made that mountain too sharp at its features, too rounded. I mean, too pointed. I'm sorry. I need a little more dark gray on this back side. Get some contrast here. Really what I'm looking for is that contrast. Now I think I need to bring this. So you just keep painting over it until you get it right. Maybe I'll put some craggy features in this or something. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just flying by my shirt tail. If it looks right, I like it, and if I don't like it, I'll change it. And that really should be the way you work. If you don't like what you got up there, change it. There's no law that says you have to do it a certain way or it has to look a certain way. Just do what you like doing. Like I said, this morning I got up and I looked at that. I don't like that. I just didn't think it fit. This seems to me to more fit, and yet now it looks like it's a snow-capped mountain over here on this side. Yeah, it's not supposed to be. I'm just going to scumble this in and not worry about details too much. Now I'm going to tone this down. All right. This looks a little dark, so I'm going to tone it down too. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. All right. You pretty well got it. This is going to be reflective down here. I'm going to get my thing up where you can see the bottom. My canvas. It should be about they should be about the same tone. I swear that periwinkle blue is one of the prettiest grays I've ever seen. Now this is a cool gray, okay? Cool gray. There are warm grays, there are neutral grays, and there are cool grays, and this is a cool gray. Now, this thing doesn't have to be a perfect match. You'll see later on that what we've got is it's a reflection, and reflections are not necessarily accurate images that you see. It's not perfect mirror image. Now, you find that hard to believe in this world because we're used to seeing perfect mirrors. Didn't used to always be that way. And water is not dead flat like our mirrors today. So there are going to be some distortions, some variations, and that's something we can live with because that makes it easier. We don't have to be exactly accurate in the representation in the water. And we're going to disturb that surface, which will help change itself. So, anyhow, we will continue this later. If I can get out of here. We will continue this later. And I wish you all a good day. God bless.